Hi, I'm Susan Gonzalez, Vice President of Coach Training Programs here at iPEC. And it's my pleasure to bring to you our Coaching Moments for Educators series. The question that comes up quite often for administrators and teachers alike is, how do I deal with difficult parents? Well, it depends on what you mean by difficult. Here's some examples. There's the rescuer parent, and this is that person that swoops in at any sign of stress or emotional disturbance that they perceive their child might be having. And then there's the I know more about education than you do parent. And this is someone who typically has a relative or a good friend who's in education and has told them exactly how the school should be run. And then the most common, and perhaps the one that causes the most angst, and that's the angry parent. You all know who this is. This is that person that comes in very emotionally charged, they're confrontational, and you might find yourself avoiding communication with them because it's just too stressful. Let's take a look at intentions here. What are the intentions of the parent? What's driving them? What's behind the actions that they're taking? And conversely, what are your intentions? If your intentions are to set up the best possible environment for this student to achieve the highest academic success, then 9 times out of 10, you're on the exact same page as the parent. And if you're there, both of you on the same page, you're halfway to developing the kind of positive relationship you really want. Next, practice intuitive listening. And what we mean by intuitive listening is listening to what's really being said by the parent. And maybe even more important, listen to what's not said. What are the emotions? What are the drivers? What's really happening for this parent? And then third, 2 of the most powerful coaching skills, acknowledging and validating. When you acknowledge with the parent, you're letting them know that you truly heard what they were saying and that you got what wasn't being said as well. It's more than just paraphrasing. And it also doesn't mean you're just agreeing with them, but it's actually giving back to them the true meaning of what they were trying to convey to you. You understood what they wanted to say. And when you pair that with validating, which is really letting the parent know that you truly understood the feelings behind it, you're actually normalizing it for them. Think of that angry parent. They've come in very emotionally charged. When you validate and you let them know, yeah, it's understandable based on what you told me that you would be feeling this way. Who wouldn't? Anyone in your shoes would be angry. I don't blame you. Now you've taken that parent to a place where they're saying, yes, you got it. You finally understood what I'm saying. And once you get to the yes, you're in a great place to start that new relationship of open communication and understanding that you both really want. So remember, examine the intentions, practice intuitive listening, and don't forget to acknowledge and validate. Thank you for joining me today in our first coaching moment for educators. I look forward to seeing you in our next part of the series.